There is almost no end to the amount of lead magnets that you can choose to start generating some leads for your business. But you might be wondering, what is the best type of lead magnet specifically for you and your business if your goal is to generate more leads, more sales appointments, and more clients? Well, before I answer that, let's just clarify what a lead magnet is, just so we're all on the same page. So a lead magnet is usually some kind of free content that you give someone in exchange for their contact information, which is usually their name and email address. And then the idea is that once you have their name and email address, you can start to send them some follow-up emails that build up more trust with them to the point where they eventually convert into an appointment or a client or whatever that next step is in your business. Now, as I mentioned, you have many options when it comes to creating a lead magnet for your business. There's things like eBooks, PDF guides, white papers, checklists, videos, webinars, video sales letters. There's so many different things that you can do that you can use as a lead magnet to get people attracted to what it is that you do and how you can actually help them and start building up a relationship with them and building up some trust. So because of that, it can sometimes be a little bit overwhelming when you're trying to think of the right lead magnet for you and your business. So how do you actually know what to spend your time, your money, your resources on when creating a lead magnet? You don't want to put all this work in for nothing if you create the wrong type of lead magnet, or a lead magnet that doesn't really work very well in actually generating leads, or even worse, in actually getting you conversions from those leads. So to help you out, here's what I recommend that you do. First of all, no matter what type of lead magnet that you create, you want to make sure that it does these two things. The first thing is that it builds up trust with potential clients. And then the second thing that you want to do is make sure that this lead magnet gets people to take action on the next step that you want them to take. So for most of my clients, this is getting them to book a sales appointment after they have consumed the content inside of that lead magnet. So then with that in mind, the question really becomes, what is the best type of lead magnet that allows you to do those two things that I just mentioned? Well, most lead magnets out there, even though there's all kinds of different types of lead magnets, they can really be put into two main categories. And those are, number one, written content related lead magnets, or number two, video content related lead magnets. So let's take a closer look and compare both of these options, written and video content, and see which one is going to be better for your business. So let's start with written content. Now, can written content build trust with potential clients? Well, yes, absolutely. Of course it can. But when it comes to using written content, what I found is that even though it can build a lot of trust if people actually read or consume the content, a lot of the people don't actually consume the written content that you give them. And this happens no matter whether you're giving them a free guide, a short guide, or whether you're giving them a whole ebook to read. Very few people actually read the free content that you've given them when it's in a written format. And that's a big problem, because that means if they don't actually consume the content that they have requested to get from you, you're not going to be able to build up any trust with them because they haven't consumed the content. Now let's have a look at the second thing that you want a lead magnet to do, which is get them to take the next step, get them to take action on whatever that next step is in your sales process. Now, can written content do that? Again, of course it can. Yes, it can get people to take action and take the next step. But does it actually do that? Because think about it. If people do not actually consume the content in the written content that you've actually given them, are they going to take that next step? The chances are very unlikely that they do that, which is why all the time I see people that are generating leads using free ebooks, guides, PDF downloads, and all of that kind of stuff. And nothing happens after they generate a lead. These leads do not take action on whatever that next step is. And it's simply because the lead hasn't actually consumed the content. Now, of course, you always get some people that do consume written content, and that's how it is in every business, but the majority do not. And that's the big problem with written content. So it can work, it has the potential to work, but most people these days just do not consume written content unless they're extremely highly motivated to solve a problem and they already kind of know who you are beforehand, then written content can actually work well because people will consume it. And a good example of this is ClickFunnels with Russell Brunson. People already know who ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson is, and he's already built up a lot of trust with a lot of people. So when he gives away free content, such like a free book or an ebook or some sort of guide or something like that, because people already know and sort of trust him, it's much easier to get them to consume that content. But if people don't know who you are or anything about you, and this is really the first time they're hearing about you, getting them to consume written content is very, very difficult. Okay, so that's why you need to be a little bit careful if you're planning on using written content as a lead magnet, because you might see other people using written content and think, oh, okay, if they're doing that and it's going really well for them, it should be the same thing for me. But it doesn't always happen like that. It can work, but most of the time, especially if you're brand new and you're reaching out to people that have never heard about you before, it's going to be tough to get people to take action and get people to consume that content so you can start building up trust with them. So just to clarify, that's not to say that written content doesn't work. I just don't think it's the best option as a lead magnet for most of the people that are going to be watching this video. For most of you right now, I don't think written content is going to be the best type of lead magnet for you. So then that brings us on to the second type of lead magnet, which is video content. Now, you can do a quick Google search on video content and look up some of the statistics. I'm not going to bore you with all of that information right now, but most of you probably already know that video content gets a lot more engagement than written content, and video content is a great way to build up more trust with people that are actually watching that content, who are actually consuming that content that you've created. And ignoring what all the statistics say, just putting that to the side for a second, I have personally experienced the same thing. I used to use written content as a lead magnet, but when I switched over to using video content, I found that people actually watched or consumed the content a lot more, and it did a much better job at building up trust. There's just something about getting someone to actually be able to see you or at least hear you on a video that does a much better job at building up trust versus then them just actually consuming some written content without them actually seeing or hearing who it is that you are. So video content is really, really good at building up trust. Okay, but does video content do the second thing, which is getting people to take action and take that next step in your sales process? Well, if they have actually consumed the content, then chances are a lot higher than the written content that people are going to take that next step and actually learn more about how you can help them. So with that in mind, hopefully you can now see why video content is a lot more effective than written content when you're using it as a lead magnet. So at this point, you might be wondering, what is the best type of video lead magnet that you can use in your business? Well, it really depends on your goal, but let me break down the two main goals that most business owners have, and that can help you decide what type of video content is going to be best for you. So if your goal is to generate more sales appointments, which is what most of my clients are doing, then the best type of video for you to create is something called a video sales letter. It's a 5 to 10 minute video presentation, and it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You don't have to be on camera or anything like that, but it's a short 5 to 10 minute presentation that goes through how you actually help your potential clients. It goes through what are the possible solutions to their problem, and it also explains why your solution is better than those alternative solutions. And then at the end, you say, if you want to learn more about my solution, click on the button below this video to schedule a call. And it's as simple as that. Okay. Now, if your goal is to get sales online without having a sales appointment, you still need to do a video, but it needs to be a longer video, because if you're not going to have a sales appointment with someone and answer all of their possible objections or go through how everything works in a lot more detail, then it's going to be difficult to actually make any sales, right? You can't really do that in a 5 to 10 minute video. So a 5 to 10 minute video is great to get sales appointments, but if you want to get sales online, then you need to do a longer video. Usually about an hour is a good amount of time to really explain how you can actually help them and get them to take action on whatever that next step would be if they want to actually work with you. So you have two types of videos you can create. Short videos if you want to get sales appointments, long videos if you want to get sales online. If you've never done any types of videos before, and you're kind of new to this, then I would recommend not trying to get sales online. It's going to be really, really difficult to do that in a long video. I would recommend starting out with a shorter 5 to 10 minute video, get really good at that video and get people booking appointments with you. And then once you've got really good at that, you'll have a lot more experience to be able to move over from doing a short video to a longer video, because you've already had a lot of these sales calls with people. You know what are their objections, what they're actually looking for, and you'll just be a lot more effective when you move to doing the longer type of video. So if you're just starting out with lead generation, I recommend doing the shorter video first to get some sales appointments first, and then you can always move on to the longer video at some point in the future. But either way, as you can see, video is going to be the best type of lead magnet that you can create to generate leads, appointments and clients inside of your business. Now, the last thing I want to mention about using video as a lead magnet is that you want to use video in the right way. And you want to use video in a way that gets you both short-term and long-term results. And this is a big problem that I see with other people using lead magnets. Sometimes when they use lead magnets, they might get some short-term results and then that's it, or they might have a lead magnet that only gets long-term results. You really want to be doing both. So what do I mean by short-term and long-term results? Well, with short-term results, that means when someone goes through and consumes your lead magnet, you have a call to action on that lead magnet right there and then to get them to take that next step in your sales process. So using the video sales letter as an example, if someone watches a 5 to 10 minute video about how you can help them, and if they want to learn more, they can click on a button below the video to take that next step in your sales process and schedule a call with you to learn more about how you can help them. So that gets you short-term results, because those that actually opt in to see your video, they will be able to watch it, and if they want help right there and then, they will then schedule an appointment with you. But the majority of the leads that go through your funnel will not actually do that. The majority will not take action straight away, and that's just the way it is in every single business. Whenever you're doing any type of marketing, the majority do not take action straight away. Usually this is because they still need to trust you a little bit more, or maybe you haven't answered all the potential questions that they have in the back of their mind about working with you, or maybe this just isn't the right time for them in their business. So what do you do then? Do you just forget about the lead and don't do nothing and just move on to the next person? Well, no, you still need to build up trust and follow up with the leads that you've already generated to get long-term results. So to do that, you can just have a very simple email sequence that automatically sends out emails that build up trust with the leads that you've already generated, so that over time, when the time is right for them, they then take action, take that next step in your sales process to learn more about working with you. So by using a video the right way, you want to make sure it's set up in a way where you get both the short-term results of people that want to work with you right now, and also the long-term results with those that want to work with you at some point in the future. And that's going to get you the best results, because no matter at what stage someone is in, they're going to work with you either now or at some point in the future. And that's really what you want to do when you're creating an effective lead magnet. And a video lead magnet like the video sales letter is an excellent way that you can do exactly that. Now, if you actually want to see an example of what the short video sales letter looks like and the longer video looks like, then I can actually show you my own videos so you can see what they look like, and you can also use that to give you some ideas and inspiration for when you're doing the same thing inside of your business. So the best thing you can do to see how I've set it up in my own business so you can do the same is sign up for the free masterclass that I've recorded, and there'll be a link right there where you can go to that website and sign up for that. And then as soon as you've signed up for the masterclass, you'll be able to go through and see exactly what my long video looks like and what the short video looks like, so you can do the same thing in your own business. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.